I would like to thanks for the invitation for the Khulon Institute and Polish Institute, and Jerzy, of course, too. Always. I would like to show you. I would like to tell you about the creative process we are usually doing. This is a drawing of our daughter. How is she imagining our work? I'm standing by the bookshelf reading books. Jana is sitting and clicking and watching the screen. But the truth is less romantic. Usually it's a long, boring process with a lot of steps as sketching, meeting, people thinking, moving pixels, moving vectors. And first project will be it's a quite old poster for a movie. In that time we still watched movies on DVDs. Right now usually we cut it on Vimeo, and this was an old Czechoslovak movie comedy. First we watched, then we looked in internet what was already done for this film, what is appearing when you put the name of it. We had very narrow time because it was like last-minute project. We were called by the producer and asked if we can do something for the next day. So we have just 2 hours to watch. We have few hours for speaking, thinking, making sketches. I'm not very good at drawing, but each time I try to first to work on paper. So we had some ideas with BAT that was connected with a name of the movie and some idea that was inside, and the sketch of the Soviet general that was not appearing in the movie but was quite often talked about him in it. So here you see 2 artboards in Illustrator with variation of the ideas that were sketched before, and this is quite not many of the variation as for me. And this was our choice that we did from the projects done in variations. From those 2 options with variation, finally it was chosen this one, and here you have the ready poster in cinema. The other project that is quite different because it's photographic was a theater poster for Danton case. Usually with theater we can't watch the ready show. We try to collect as many information as it is possible. So if it is possible, we read the text. Usually we are trying to talk with the director or his assistant what he's gonna do with the text we read. It doesn't matter, it's photographic. We always do sketches of the ideas. Sometimes they are mixed with some information, with notes, very chaotic. And then we move to photography. We choose the sketches we like most, and we try to make kind of photographic sketches of ideas that we like. So there was plenty of those quick shots, and then we choose from them those that we like most. Here are a few of them with the quick tries of the typography. And this was the selected one. When we have already selected image, we make variation with the selected one. We check if it is, for example, with this one, if the typography shall be in this place, or there shall be more of the actor or actor shall be seen from the side. And this is the final poster. Of course, it is not only a poster. Usually, it is following by theater program, by some advertising outside in the form of flag. And here are some other posters for Polski theaters. Nearly all of them were done in the same kind of process. Another project which is quite different, it's also a theater poster, but it's done in other theater, and it's not photographic. This is a poster for Powszechny Theatre in Warsaw. In Powszechny, we develop one additional element to process. It is joining the first rehearsal in theatre. It's the moment that director of the show is telling for an actor what he's gonna do. It appears the best moment to get knowledge about the show. It's even better than reading the drama, because quite often they do completely something crazy. It's far from the text, and if you answer the drama, you are very often quite far from the show. And again, we did quite a lot of sketches. We have an etap of selecting and then making variation in Illustrator. As you see, it is one of the artboard with sketches. At the first, with Powszechny, even on the first step in Illustrator, I developed a lot of variation of each idea I like. The hardest moment is the choosing. In fact, it gives us a lot of quarreling, which we accept both, and which project we accept both, and which we would like to show in theater, because we decided not to show the project we don't like together. Here is the first selection of the poster for a show called Nero, from which we didn't show all of them, but the one was chosen was a pig with a dick in the mouth. And here is the next step. We already have this approved in theater, but we still wanted to decide if the lines are fatter or thicker, or there are more obliques, or the dick is fatter or thicker. And so, and it's the final poster. With this one was a surprising story that it was hanging a few days in metro in Warsaw, and then there was a guy that called to metro that it is a bit not good to show it for public, because kids see it, so they make some censorship. Here is me in theater with some other posters for them. As you see, all of them, they made a kind of line, they made a kind of series. I also sometimes make a self-edition poster. It's a concert poster, which is more or less made in the same way. The additional point is that I can join the printing process, which gives me a lot of pleasure to see how the print is coming out of the seal print. And this that I can have a poster signed by musicians. And another project, it's a cover illustration, it's done more or less in the same way. In here we checked if it shall be more synthetic or more illustrative, and the final cover. And here is the scheme I wanted really to show you how the process looks like. It's the task we are receiving. We collect information, we try to analyze them, we do sketches on paper, then make a selecting, developing of ideas, again selecting, developing ideas, selecting, improving typography, and then we have the final work done. If you want to see more of our works, can join the exhibition or to look at our website. Thank you.